Alrighty guys, welcome back to some more Trails Beyond the Horizon. Last episode, we went through the 4th domain of the Grim Garten, and oh boy, was it a time. Probably had the hardest boss fight up to this point, honestly, across probably all 3 of the Daybreak games minimum. And so, in this episode, it's time to do a little bit of exploring around the city. But before that, if you guys do like this video and this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That'll really help me out, and it'll make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. So we're going to start by just running around here. We got some new stuff to pick up, some new food items and such. And while we're doing this, oh, that's all the blues we already saw. I wanted to quickly say, I've looked up some stuff about the Ouroboros Society just because I was curious. We're still missing a few key players at this point in the series. We still don't know who the first Anguis is, because there is a set number of Anguises. There are only 7 of them. I believe we're currently missing 2 of them. That we have never seen before.
Thank you very much.
On top of that, we also are missing a few enforcers. If you don't know, the enforcers are all named after the tarot cards. So each tarot card has an enforcer associated with it. And we're still missing, I think, like 5 or 6 of them across the series that we've never seen. So very interesting. Tarot cards, I don't believe, get replaced. I think they just will add a new one. So even though we've seen new enforcers join, like Ix and Jorda, they didn't replace a existing member.
Welcome.
So from here, we can buy this Ideal Watch S. And I believe at that point, that's like everything we have here. Let's just double check. I want to find a place I can trade.
Thank you very much.
There is a place I can trade. There might not be. We'll go ahead and head down here and purchase from Vern Arms. Did I already buy the new accessory, the shield belt? I did not, so I'm really glad we made sure to come here, because that is the shield belt. So with that, we should have all 4 of the belts done, but I don't see a place where we can trade. We can't trade here. Honestly, I might just head inside the Garten real quick.
Your eye on, and thank you very
Just because I know we can trade inside the Garten. So let me head in there real quick before we do anything else. Alright, so right here in the trader, we should be able to go to accessories and pick up the Tyrant belt. For having all the different belts, this will increase our maximum HP by 1500, our strength and defense by 25, and our crit and evasion by 10%. A great item to give to an evasion tank that also has a lot of strength. Honestly, probably a really good item to give
Thank you very much.
Swin, since I think he is, well, unfortunately, Fee, I think, is the lowest strength out of all the evasion tanks. I just prefer her, so, but still pretty good item. So with that, we can just go ahead and exit the garden. And now, that's everything for here. We'll just quickly go use our Soul Chef medicinal herb, since I knew I had that. And then, let's see if we can make that real quick. Right here, elegant herb salad. Perfect. We'll need to pick up some more chameleon spice soon, but I believe that's something we can just go buy from a store. And let's go ahead and quickly use our food. Can we hit? No, not quite. And now there's one more optional thing we can do here. Well, there is another optional thing, but I don't ever consider 4SPGs optional. We'll head down here.
How can I help
and
you?
there are 2 movies we can watch. We have Crimson Fist, Mission Boots, Golden Blood R15, and Perfect Driver 2. We have, of course, already viewed Perfect Driver 2 and Mission Boots. So this time around, we're going to be viewing Crimson Fist and Golden Blood R15. I'm a little worried about this one, but let's go ahead and start with Crimson Fist. Let's purchase.
And Beth's down on the mat yet again! Could it be that her opponent, the welterweight champion Grizzly Bonanza, is just too far beyond her to beat?
It's no good. She'll never beat that monster.
I hate to say it, but maybe she should just stay down.
Get up! On your feet, Beth!
I can't see. Everything's going dark. I can't.
Listen up, Beth. You got a natural talent for this sport.
Mikey?
But before you can go anywhere, you gotta believe in yourself. Work on those moves. And don't do it for me. Do it for your future. All that strength you've been building up, it ain't gonna let you down. I know it'll point you in the right direction when you're up against the wall.
That's right. Mikey believed in me. The most important thing you gave me is right here inside me. Coursing through my blood and my fists. Believe, Beth. Believe in all those days of training. Believe in yourself. Gotcha!
She nailed her! That was a perfectly clean hit!
Thanks, Mikey. I promise I'm gonna bring that belt home for you.
And that is clearly a spin on, I think, literally any fighting movie, so probably Rocky or, probably Creed, right? Would probably be more similar. We get the brochure for that. A little bit of connection levels. Fee is much lower than everybody else. Or maybe she's higher? Maybe Altina was lower. Yeah, because I guess we didn't view a bonding event with Altina. Do I have that thing? Oh, I totally forgot about this last episode. So we got all these gem cards, and I can just show off. The gem cards are used, and they'll give it 25 to whoever you use them on. And you can see we have a lot of these. I actually don't think the gem cards are required to max out connection levels. I think they're used to offset the connection levels.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I don't think you have to get all of them for everyone. Probably should have used these last episode, but we picked up a ton of them. I think there's one gem card per person, but I don't think you have to use them all. I could be wrong. Now we can go ahead and watch our second movie, and ooh, this one might be dangerous to show on YouTube, but we'll see. Golden Blood R15, let's do it.
Stop it! Please! I told you, I've already got a boyfriend!
Oh, I heard you loud and clear. I also recall you saying that he's buried neck deep in debt. Tell you what, I'll pay off his debt in full. On one condition. Break up with him and be mine. If you still refuse, then I'm afraid I must ask you to resign. So what'll it be?
Oh, Rick. I'm so sorry. Could you at least look away, sir? I'm really not used to this sort of thing.
My, aren't we shy? Very well. Just don't keep me waiting. Yes, that's a good girl. There's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. Psych! I'm gonna have so much fun stripping you bare.
Gotcha, you naughty boy.
Thank God it stopped there. I mean, it got a little too far anyways, but knowing the character, I know is a ploy anyways, because she plays like a super spy in that movie series, but still, ooh, little close for YouTube, huh? We get our brochure and a little bit of connection levels with everybody. Toa is, I guess we haven't skipped anything with Toa yet, because we do have all of her stuff. But that's all the optional stuff, so now we'll go ahead and move on with the main event, as well as the 4SPG here. Thank you for taking this time out of your busy schedule. The requested module is operating well above expectations, so it appears we will be able to finish on schedule. Ha! Great! Part of the space program I'm in charge of has hit a good stopping point, too. Still, I never guessed that's what the Tech Union side was up to. I would have been nice to take part in it. You're going to be on site for the final simulations now, right, Professor? We should go drinking once everyone's wrapped up. We can meet in Liberl or even Arabonia. Sounds fun. Not the most flattering abbreviation for associate professor, but oh well. Mint. So this is where you went. Oh, hey guys. Wonderful job with the exercise today. You two were amazing. Huh, it was no big deal. Oh, Crow. Anyways, thanks for your help, Esmeralda. You ran measurements on our machines on top of monitoring the new assault frame, right? We just received the reports earlier. All the Zypha-Link figures and improvement proposals will be of great help to the tech team at Thor's. It's the least I can do to pay you back. I'm a part of the project after all. But I gotta say, those Tierfings sure are impressive. They take so much into account to ensure pilot safety. You can really feel Professor Makarov's painstaking attention at every turn. What can I say? My uncle's really been plugging away since becoming department head at the Institute of Technology. He's probably just trying to show off his brand new wife, though. Anyway, seeing the three of you here together makes me wonder. Are you here on some errand for the Tech Union, Lila? Indeed. How very perceptive of you. Yep. We've been exchanging information about it. I've heard the rumors, but, Side note, why the maid outfit? It's so old school, too. Kind of a rare thing here in the Republic. This is simply the traditional design for Liberlian maid uniforms. Perhaps I should properly introduce myself. I am Lila, a provisional negotiator for Zeiss Central Factory. You have my deepest gratitude for your work in the joint exercise, members of Thor's. Well. That's, very kind of you. How to put this? It's a pleasant sentiment in a tickling sort of way. That aside, you said you were a provisional negotiator for ZCF? It's like what Sharon does as Elisa's assistant at RF. I should note that my original duties as a servant lie with someone else entirely. Still, for a number of reasons, I've been entrusted with negotiating on behalf of various parties, ZCF included. As such, maybe that I will have cause to speak with all of you from Thor's again in the future. I see. We look forward to it in that case. The West Zemuria Tech Union, proposed by the Foundation and ZCF, and backed by all sorts of major manufacturers. There sure seems to be a lot going on with them lately. Sure neither of you are in on it, Toa? Allie? Nope, not at all. But it seems like George and Professor Schmidt might be. I have no involvement either, though I do hear that Chief Plato is keeping busy. Well, we'll probably get it sounded out eventually. Let's just leave it at our itty-bitty mechanic for now. And then we can go ahead and run up here where we have one last event we can view. And this 4SPG in this area is actually very simple. It's literally just cutscenes and a choice to get bonus SP, but extremely simple.
No more dilly-dallying, folks. It's time to talk Salvatore Gotti's upcoming Perfect Driver Zero. Okay,
two things. First off, he's voiced, so he's important. Second, why does it just say promoter? Third, why do I recognize his voice? This isn't Campanella, but it sounds like Campanella. The blue eyes or the purple eyes is what's throwing me off.
Next month, we'll see the launch of our most anticipated film yet. And to fuel your adrenaline rush, Dread Power is introducing Maximum Energy. It is our absolute pleasure to announce this collaboration.
Wait, seriously? I thought those were just rumors.
The collab of the century.
I thought that was Major Amelia. Oh my, is that
It's me, Salvatore Gotti.
I know who they are now.
Basel, are you ready to turn up the heat?
Oh, I wish I had face cam right now for this moment. I almost fell out of my seat. That floored me so much. Yeah, you know why we recognize them? Because they're the Dominions. That's Celis and the promoter's Leon. Oh my god. That's who we're going to be getting to join us this chapter, I'm guessing, since they're here with Van, or we're with Reen. Oh my god, I'm crying. That is so funny. Wow, it like the gears, dude, they clicked into place. Oh my god.
We're honored to partner with Dread Power for their exciting new energy drink. I've even been downing maximum energy between shoots!
I was like, we recognize that promoter's voice. Why does he look so familiar?
Refreshing and revitalizing with every swing!
Yeah, that's why.
Use it to top yourself off after a long day at work, school, or the road! It's even the perfect wingman in bed, if you know what I mean!
Say no more, director! Of course, just like the movie, this drink will surely rock your world. Even our lovely booth babe here can't get enough.
Leon, director, I'm gonna freaking kill you after this. Yoo-hoo!
I'll give that gaudy guy this. He knows how to put on one hell of a show. That display is so over the top. It's making me nauseous. Also, I have a few choice words for whoever designed that risque outfit. An energy drink themed promotion for a motorsport orbal film, huh? Pop culture sure is something. I had the same thought when I first came here. Wait, haven't I seen those two somewhere before? What on earth are those two doing? And I believe that's actually it. Let me up there. Let me up there. Celis. Celis, talk to me. No, we can talk to Gotti here. He's actually just going to, as a bargaining chip. I should have read that because I thought I was going to be nothing. But he gives us some of the energy drink. So be careful not to drink this as we're spamming going forward, because this is like an actual cooking item we can use. It's not great. It only restores 100 HP and 10 CP. So we might have to use it in a pinch, but it's something. Well, and with that, all we got left is the 4SPG. Wow, I always like to try to figure out what's going on. And it was staring me in the face the whole time. It was the second I saw Celis, I was like, wait, she's familiar. Oh my god. So funny, dude. 4SPG, test bike trouble. So to start it, we'll just go ahead and run over here to the pavilion. I believe it's back upstairs. And we can talk to you. Good evening. We're here to answer a bulletin board posting we saw. Would you happen to be Mr. Tao Ming from Red Star? I am, but aren't you the group from Thor's military academy way over in the Empire? And all that talk about you acting as proxy Spriggans is true after all. Wait, so you put a 4SPG already knowing that? That's somewhat surprising. Well, to tell you the truth, I consulted with the Bracer Guild first, seeing as this pertains to civil safety. But they told me there was a party from Erebonia acting in Arkwright Solutions' stead, some of whom were involved in orbital bike development. This also being an orbital bike matter, I decided you would be better suited to taking it on. So that's it. Makes me wish we brought George Air Angelico with us. Sounds like Alex has our backs, though, as far as pushing work on us goes. At any rate, I'd be much obliged if you could hear out my request. This is our mechanic in charge of maintenance. If there's something you don't understand about the job, talk to him. Name's Hongli. Nice to meet you. Not the part of my resume I expected to land me work in the Republic. But hey, no complaints here. So give us the deets. Your test bikes are on the fritz or something? Yes, according to the reports we received from customers taking our bikes out on test drives. Apparently they'll experience engine stoppage or an abnormal motor rotation under specific conditions. Hasn't caused any runaways or other full-blown accidents yet, but it's only a matter of time. Under specific conditions, you say? How curious. I should also mention that we disassembled a bike to inspect, but none of the components were worn, damaged, or out of specification. On top of that, only our demo models are affected. There have been no reports on the ones being sold. That's another oddity to keep in mind then. Especially if checking the parts didn't bring you any closer to the cause. Actually riding the bike and reproducing the conditions would definitely narrow down the candidates. Though of course that'd be a dicey proposition. No worse than any of the shit we've trudged through already. In fact, I'd say that makes us even more qualified. You certainly are eager to dive headlong into peril. I guess that's to be expected from pioneers of orbital biking. So does that mean we can count on your aid? Yes, it does. Leave it to us. No matter the cause, if there's any chance of an accident, then it's best dealt with as soon as possible. Oh, wonderful. Couldn't possibly be more grateful, or tremendously relieved at that. Our pleasure. Now, could you start by showing us the bikes in question? Yes, follow me.
Let's see what we can do.
I don't think we ever actually have to run around. I think it's all just cutscenes. This is one of our demo models used at the Motor Pavilion. No signs of faulty maintenance or missing parts that I can see. Yeah, nothing strikes us out of the ordinary. To the best of our know-how, anyway. I performed a shard echo detection as well, but there doesn't appear to be any internal damage. This might be as far as we can get when it isn't running. In that case, yep, on to the quick and dirty method. As I thought, actually seeing it go out of order mid-drive will be our best reliable bet. Would you mind us taking a bike out for a short road test? Not like we didn't already figure there'd be some risk. It'll be back in one piece before you know it. By all means, go right ahead. For that, you also mentioned that the malfunctions only happen under specific conditions. Could you tell us more about them? Of course, they're prone to occurring during sudden accelerations and decelerations, tight turns, and other sharp movements. Or in more extreme cases, while performing stunts such as wheelies or drifts. So when being used incorrectly, customers who engage in these acts will reportedly experience sudden engine shutoff and brake failures. You've got to be a kind of a tool to pull that stuff on borrowed property, test drive or not. But on the flip side, that means a safe driver wouldn't have half as many problems. Regardless, so long as the cause remains unknown, the latent risk may be no different. Right. We can't afford to ignore this. A deeper investigation will go a long way here. Great. Then the two of us will take one of these puppies out for a spin. Alright, we appreciate you putting yourself in the harm's way for this. Reen and Crow then took a demo bike out for a test drive out on the National Highway, just outside Basel. The pair would swap between it and Crow's bike, which they had brought in case of emergency. We're pushing 800 Selge an hour. How's it going? Any problems yet? Nope, far from it. It's been perfectly stable so far. There's not much vibration or noise either. It makes for a pretty comfortable ride, actually. Huh, mind if we switch off? Yep, doesn't raise a fuss if I up the speed while driving normally. Rolls along just as smooth as my own wheels, too. So what if we try this? $12.50 Selge per hour now. Any luck? I opened the throttle pretty hard, but still no dice. If only we had a better idea of what it takes to make this thing go haywire. What now? Trying to replicate the conditions they mentioned is getting us nowhere. Well, unlike us, the folks who demoed these bikes didn't know squat about them acting screwy. Could be there's some element we're subconsciously overlooking here. What are you doing here, Amelia? Hey, Imperial Heroes. Short time no see. You guys checking out the sights? Though I can't say it looks like you're having much fun. Major Amelia. Wait, didn't you have to return to the base? You're a little off track if you haven't noticed. Oh, I'm just touring around. My schedule's about to be packed solid, so I figured I'd wrap up with a quick run through this route. I see. Well, not to interrupt, but do you think we could pick your brain for a second? You're gonna explain the situation to Major Amelia. Uh-huh, I getcha. In that case, how's about the three of us have ourselves a race? Race? Now there's a good way to push this thing into going out of whack. No better excuse to tear up the pavement and bust out the stunts. Exactly. Try to force the issue, and you could be at it forever. But cutting loose with a little competition instead will let the problem replicate itself naturally. That does make a certain sort of sense. Alright, I'm convinced. Consider your challenge accepted. Something tells me you just want to have one last showdown for the road. Oh, am I that obvious? Give me some credit, though. If there's orbital bike trouble, you can bet I'll chip in. Still, a race is a race. You better take it seriously. Hey, say no more. After all the guinea pig work we did for these things back in Erebonia, phoning it in just ain't an option. Right. Even if we won out in the end, today's training exercise taught us the hard way not to underestimate you. So if it's a battle of the bikes you want, Major Amelia, it's a battle you'll get. Alright, now that I'm all warmed up, ladies first, gents. Fastest chick on two wheels doesn't play around. Fine, time to show off the custom work I got done in the free cities. Dude, Reen's gonna be ejected from the bike. They sure are fired up. Guess I'd better match them. Well, look at you two locking in. Okay then, how do you like this? Yeah, she's a professional, all right. I'll throw in the towel just yet. We got a rep to uphold here. Catch her on the bend up ahead, Reen. On it. We won't push this bike to its breaking point anytime soon unless I ride to win. Heh, should have known you'd keep up. Nah, still a hair behind. Major Amelia's skills are on a whole other level. How much is obvious? Same could be said for her bike's performance, too. Speed is her style, so odds are it's customized for acceleration. Which means my best shots at beating her is to... This is just, I think, basic car stuff, but the answer here is maintain the same speed as her. She has the edge when it comes to sprinting, so instead... Playing it safe, eh? You do that while I widen my lead. Her turbocharger may be impressive, but there'll be an opening once she's finished accelerating. It's because she hits top speed quicker than Reen, but Reen has a higher top speed. You caught up? Not just that, I'm blowing straight past you. Oh, and we're wheeling? There's no way you can use a boost that powerful back-to-back. Huh, nicely played. Let me guess, you goaded me into going full throttle just before you got to the bend. Huh, that way, the timing would line right up with a turbocharger's cooldown period. Talk about thinking ahead of the curve. Gotta give you props, Reen. And we got our 2 bonus SP. Okay, time to really step on it. Huh? Don't tell me. Just when things were heating up. You good back there, Reen? I should be able to keep my balance until it slows down enough, but the engine... Yeah, looks like it's completely shut itself off. Yeah, made it through somehow. Hey, it takes skill rolling to a stop that clean. But anyhow, 100 to 1 says we just found our malfunction. Right, there's no smoke coming out and I didn't hear any parts breaking. The gauges don't suggest that it overheated either. Better pop it open and look inside then. Only question is, where? There's something about the way the engine died. Mind letting me take a peek at the speed limiter and safety devices? Limiter and safety devices? You don't suppose... Had my doubts, but yep, I was right on the mark. Looks like the limiter sent a signal to all the safety devices at once, forcing the engine to shut off. So it's just defective? You'd think anybody involved would have been able to guess that much. Not a defect, actually. Everything's operating exactly as intended. In other words, it was engineered to work like this on purpose. Much as I hate to say it, yeah. Someone tampered with the parameters so that the system would overreact to sudden accelerations and turns. What's more, they installed a mechanism that sends a kill command to the whole driveline at once. Sounds like a pretty elaborate setup to me. Not exactly a long list of people who could have done that much tinkering. Good point. Sounds like you guys are onto something. I'll just go ahead and get out of your hair then. Leaving so soon? Yep, that's enough distractions for one day, and I've already got plans after this. Shame that we had to cut the race short halfway through, but you guys made it one hell of a bout. And if it helped you out at the same time, even better. For sure. Thanks again, Major Amelia. It's because of you that we got to the truth behind this case. I hadn't expected to compete against you again either, much less in a scenario like this. It was a good opportunity to redeem ourselves. For what? You guys were the ones who won the training exercise. Still glad we can all walk away from this with no regrets. Well, that's that. Ready to head back now that we know the problem? Yeah, I'm a bit hesitant to bring it up out in the open, but we'll need to cut right to the heart of things in order to resolve this. What a story. I'm just glad you weren't hurt, Reen. So with Major Amelia's help, you managed to ascertain the cause. Yep, turns out this was no defect at all. It's by design. Care to explain why that's the case, Hong Li? What do you mean? Bikes were acting up because their limiters and safety devices had been tampered with. Makes sense you couldn't figure it out when you were only looking for something out of the order. It follows that the person who had access to the demo bikes, and only the demo bikes, would be the one in charge of their maintenance. Am I wrong, Hong Li? No hiding it now, I suppose. You're right. It was all me. What? I can't believe I gave him a goofy voice, dude. What? But why do such a thing? You must have had a motive. Look, I can see the logic in appealing to customers and outshining competitors. But our higher-ups took it further than I could stand. The publicity they've been pushing is all about flashy stunts and breakneck speeds. That's constantly incited customers to drive our test bikes recklessly. Hong Li. I told them to reconsider, but my frontline feedback just got smothered out instead. All that tells me is that our PR department prioritizes profits over human lives. So you took it upon yourself to augment the safety devices in exchange with the intent of curtailing the reckless driving itself. By the way it sounds, heartbreaking and sudden engine shutdowns come with their own risks. I mean, Reen wound up in a pretty tight spot, right? Yeah, my balance was thrown off all at once out of nowhere. Even when trying to recover, I couldn't adjust the RPM to do so. To be fair, it is probably less likely to cause a major accident than driving like a maniac. Let's be real, less dangerous doesn't equal safe. You say that like it's something I don't realize, but this was the only way I could protest. Nothing else, I needed to spur the higher-ups into re-examining their policies. Hong Li, your motives aren't unreasonable. This is a deep-rooted issue, one that can be traced back to the marketing division's disregard for safety. I understand now, both the situation and how you feel, Hong Li. It's a dagger to my chest, really. I put a lot of trust in you and your abilities. But as a manager, I have to notify my superiors of this. In which case, the logical outcome will be his disciplinary dismissal. That won't solve the fundamental problem here, though. I sympathize with him wholeheartedly, and losing such an excellent mechanic will be a heavy blow. Even so, it's my responsibility to make a report. Tell me, how do you think I should handle this? No serious accidents have occurred thus far, and it's possible that some were even prevented due to his unauthorized measures. Knowing that, this matter is too complex to close out with such a simple punishment, at least in my eyes. Sir. Alright then, give us a moment to mull it over. What do you guys think would be inappropriate considering their positions? If we have Hong Li turn himself in, that is law. If we pretend it was a trial run, that is chaos. Actually, who said it has to be a big deal? Sure, these safety upgrades don't pass quality assurance testing. It's not like anyone got hurt. Of course, they're still going to have to get nixed the way he dialed those emergency brakes up to 11. Yes, you're absolutely right. Gosh, we were lucky to have your help with this trial run. My deepest apologies, Hong Li, but I regret to inform you that your improvement proposal is hereby denied. There are limits to what can be achieved on site, as it turns out. Huh? Oh, I get it. Spin things that way and we can sweep it under the rug. I don't know. I mean, this isn't exactly honest. If anything, it's just plain lying. But then again, I guess that's Crow for you. It's also for a fact, however, that these adjustments were proven to prevent willfully reckless driving. So this isn't necessarily a complete fabrication, depending on your point of view. Can't say I'm totally on board with the idea. This certainly is Crow's kind of solution. Well, there you have it, Hong Li. Now that the testing process is wrapped up, could you fix those bikes back to how they were for us? Yeah, denied means denied. Besides, the way they are now is probably more dangerous, ironically enough. So make sure to get every last one of them back up to spec, capiche? No ifs, ands, or buts. Thank you so much. I'll never forget the kindness you've shown in giving me the second chance. Well, now that that's settled, go and reset those safety devices on the double. While you focused on that, I'll prepare a report for my superiors. Yes, sir. Alright, next comes the challenging part, getting ex post facto approval for this trial run. Just have to be careful so that there are no cracks in our story in the future. Well, hey, if you're running into any snags down the road, just give me a call. Dealing with cases like these is a freelance contractor's specialty. After that, Hong Li restored the test bikes to their original state. Thank you once again. This whole affair could have seriously tanked our company's reputation. We did just what we could do to help, that's all. Glad it made a difference in the end, though. Take it from somebody who's had a hand in the business. You guys got a lot of good stuff going on. I second that. Sure, but we also got a glimpse into the dark side of the industry. You wouldn't see this sort of thing at Rhineford, or is that just wishful thinking? There were some factional disputes in the past, but all should be well after the decisive measures Elisa took. Well, unlike them, the Vern Group's organization structure adds a layer of difficulty when it comes to sweeping reforms. Nevertheless, I'm hopeful that this will serve as a springboard towards improving upon these issues, if only slightly. Rest assured, I won't let all the good you've done for us go to waste. We appreciate that. Helping Orbital Bikes reach new heights and wider audiences is more than enough of a reward for us.
A job well done, everyone.
And so, that's that one complete.
Our reward's been
We have 7,000 Mira, and a little bit of Law, and a lot of bit of Chaos. Maybe level 4? Yes, it is. Perfect. And that cleans up Newtown. So, next, let's go ahead and head back to the Artisanal District. We have a lot of stuff we still have to do here. There are no new Grim tokens. That's why you didn't see me collect any in Newtown either. It's going to be the same in Artisanal District. They did not give us any new Grim tokens to go run around and collect. Actually, don't even know if there will be new ones in old areas from here on out, since Grim Garden is optional. So, we'll go ahead and start by getting an achievement. We get Sorcerer. Ooh, arts damage plus 60. That's pretty solid. Let's go ahead and see where we got here. So it looks like just Giscard Workshop as well as the Quarry Tavern and Inn. Let's go ahead and just run on over here real quick. We'll start with Giscard just because that might be inside. I don't think there's anything new here. Don't think there's any new plugins. Honestly, I should really be using these. I really don't need to right now. Buy items. We can pick up we don't need the mechanics goggles either. Is it trades?
Come again. No need.
Is it just the spirit droplets? Yeah, wow. There's actually nothing new here for me. Cool. Well, don't need that. Instead, let's go ahead and head into the quarry and pick up the Soul Chef cookies, the white fromage, and that's it. That's all the new stuff here as well. Let's see. Can I make those cookies immediately? Oh, I didn't use it yet. I always forget. Which is so weird, because I think there are recipe books in Daybreak 1 and 2. Like, I just never piece it together. We need chameleon spice. Let me just go pick some of that up real quick. I'm just gonna head into the Grim Garden, because that's probably the quickest way to get it. Yeah, you can buy, like, everything from here. Let's buy, like, 11 of everything. Just so I don't ever have to worry about it again. Since we'll also be getting some from drops as well. I've, like, never had to buy these in, the Daybreak games. There we go.
Thank you very much.
And now we can leave.
Take care of yourselves.
And let's use the recipe real quick. to make the basil cookies.
Now we're cooking. Try this.
And with that, that's all that new stuff done as well. And let's go ahead and go check out what's going on over here. We will have one more side quest here. We probably won't get to the new district this episode, unfortunately, just because we'll probably have to leave that for its own episode. But let's go ahead and head in here. Oh, Amelia, didn't we just see you on the road? Well, I guess these were your plans later this afternoon.
Oh, hey. Thanks for earlier.
Good evening. Out enjoying the sights?
Major Amelia, General Haring. Hello. I take it you two are here for dessert?
Yes, we'll be returning to Zeku when we're done. But it's been a while since I last met my daughter outside of work, so we decided to have some new store together.
Sure did. And I ordered a whole one, so we've got plenty. If you'd like, you're welcome to join us. Think of it as my way of making it up to the ladies for being so brash earlier.
They don't care about Crow being kissed, they care about Reen being kissed. I guess we can take you up on that, though the professor did already treat us to the same thing at breakfast. Indeed, every restaurant and family has their own unique nuss-tort recipe, it seems. I look forward to trying it. It'd be our pleasure to join you.
I apologize for my incorrigible daughter.
No, don't be sorry. It's on us for being caught so flat-footed. We can just chalk that up to our lack of experience. Hey, I'm not one to look a cheek-pecking gift horse in the mouth, but, anyway, yeah, she definitely blindsided me there for sure. Ah, interesting. So you didn't get to see each other much during the planning phase. Nope. This guy's had his head buried in work, being in charge of the whole op and all. And I've been stuck doing training, and more training. Poor Papa, he must be so lonely without me around. Were you a more disciplined daughter, perhaps I would be. Yet you did things like joining the military in spite of my objections, and worked your way up the ranks until you became an ace pilot. Then you volunteered for the front lines of the war. That may have earned you military accolades, but it came at the price of injury and early retirement. You're still holding that over my head? Come on, I helped stop the invasion right out of the gate, so cut me some slack. And hey, even if it's only a temporary thing, back in the game now, aren't I? You can never keep a good military gal down. Huh, I suppose you can't argue with you on that point. You say this is a temporary arrangement. What do you plan to do once the project is over, then? Gonna hang up the military cap again? That's more or less the plan, yeah. Though it may depend on how negotiations go with the people higher up in the pecking order. For the record, I will have no say in that. You'll need to make your case with military affairs yourself. Seriously? That's just great. I'd have an easier time bargaining with a brick wall. You, sure you want us hearing this stuff? Still, you two seem really close. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Might be partly because my mom passed away early on. I also used to go camping with him as a kid whenever he was on leave. She can be quite the handful at times, but honestly, that's part of what makes her so endearing to me. It pains me thinking this might be the last time we can meet together like this. Huh? Because of the rocket launch, I'm guessing. Yeah, I mean, it'll be the first attempt of its kind in human history, so the chance of everything going belly up isn't zero. Still, it's probably safer than when I was hauling ass making deliveries on S-level difficulty routes. Don't equate your reckless bouts of whimsy with something as important as the rocket launch. Guessing that's what you did for rehab after your injury. I've heard the delivery woman Hermes has dropped by the Free Cities on business from time to time. Yeah, and I've heard all about the things you got up to up there too, freelance contractor Armbrust. From cracking down on human traffickers to mediating corporate disputes, you got quite the resume. You're more like a Spriggan than a Bracer. The cases you handle are on a much larger scale by the sound of it. Someone's done their homework. Take it you studied up on my past, too. That's a given. Though rest assured, your criminal history in the Empire is of no concern to us. Like with Schwarzer, I thoroughly scrutinized the CID report on you. After the approval, I gave your invitation my stamp of approval. I neglected to express my gratitude during the social gathering due to all the people in attendance. Thank you. It's because of you that the program's chances of success have gone up, even if only slightly. I'm grateful to you, both as the man in charge of the project and as the father of the woman before you. Huh? General. I'll be frank, I still think this whole thing is suspicious as all get out. But I'll take your thanks at face value for now. I don't know if it's our place to ask, but what are the odds of success? How should I put this? Let's just say I have reason to think it'll be higher than the time when you dispelled the Twilight.
Please, just leave it to us this time. You can count on us to beat the odds. Same as you, with our own 2 hands.
Sorry about her. She has a bit of a flair for the dramatic. Anyway, I heard from Kincaid that you're headed to the capital tomorrow. I understand you'll be taking part in the launch ceremony. So I hope you'll enjoy the show.
I'm sure we will. Good luck. We'll be rooting for you. You got spirit, I'll give you that. In fact, I'd go so far as to bet half my chips on your chances. Afterwards, Reen's group thanked the Harings for the tartan coffee, and they went on their way. So, this side quest is going to be a little bit of a longer one. We'll probably go a little bit over this episode, mostly because, well, we have this story event we got to get through. Actually, I might even save it for next episode. Talk about having white-knuckle determination. Like, damn. I know what you mean. Honestly, though, I can't get a read on how they truly feel about the program. But I can tell they're dead set on making it a success. I'm sure the same is true for the president. Personally, I think it's fishy that they just move forward while withholding information from not only other countries, but also the guild. Doesn't look like they're doing this for personal gain, or even that they're acting only in the interests of the country. So what's their aim? Good question. Regardless, the notion of standing to the side and simply watching these events unfold doesn't sit well with me. I feel much the same way now as I did when Millie Mirage was proposed as a countermeasure to Jormungandr. Instead of chaining our fate to that plan, we, the Radiant Wings, took to the skies and charted our own course. Yeah, that's exactly right. And if we're to do the same thing here, then at the very least, we need to get to the bottom of just what it is they're preparing for. Like with the Great Twilight, there's something more going on there than meets the eye. Till we know what that something is, I think we should hold off on making any moves. Makes sense. Okay, now that we're honed in on what we need to do, you guys ready to get to work? I certainly am. Let's do this, everyone. Not just because it's the Thor's way of doing things, but because our Calverdian neighbors need our help. Yeah, I think we're going to hold off on this side quest. The side quest is going to take us over to the Basel Institute of Science, where we're going to have to view some of these story events in order to progress the side quest. So I think we'll just wait on doing that for next episode when we go to the Basel Institute of Science. Instead, we do have some Connect events we can view. I'm, of course, going to choose Fee here. Sorry, Toa. You're going to get left behind just because you're not a playable character. I'd prefer to hit the playable characters with the boosts. Reen's group decided to take a short break.
Welcome, everyone.
Oh, voiced already? I love that. Sorry to drop in so suddenly. Oh no, it's no trouble at all. Though I certainly didn't expect you to ask me to teach you how to make nuss-tort. We tried some this morning and it was delicious. We had some at the inn. We were really curious as to how Professor Hamilton makes hers, since we learned it varies household to household. We thought we'd send some back to our friends in the Empire, since it's supposed to keep. And that's how we ended up here. What a wonderful idea. I'd be happy to help. Professor Hamilton already taught me her recipe, so I can give you all the details. Thanks a lot. I can help out with anything you might need. Thanks, Reen. So the group began to make a nuss-tort under Associate Professor Esmeray's tutelage. Tutelage. Oh my gosh. I didn't see the L. First, we have to go over the basics of making dough. Make sure to mix it thoroughly. You know, it'll taste even better if you think about who you're making it for while you mix the dough. Really? That doesn't seem very scientific. Perhaps not, but the professor always said that while making sweets is a science, it's also a form of love. I always think of Katre or Yang whenever I'm mixing. I see. It's time to show off everything I learned from my Thor's cooking classes. In that case, I'll chop the nuts. Can you give me a hand, Reen? I'm on it. Wow, I can already smell the caramel. We have to keep gently stirring it so that it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom of the pot, right? Right, once that's done, we add the whipped cream. Did you know this whipped cream comes from the milk of cows that live in the highlands just outside of Basel? I see. Professor Hamilton must prefer sourcing local ingredients. Just hearing you say that is making me hungry. I get wanting to have a taste, but you have to stay strong, Allie. I'm not Milliam, okay? I'm not going to just dig in. Now we just have to bake the dough and caramel that we put into the mold. Wow. What a lovely aroma. It's sort of nostalgic, too. Isn't it? Whenever I stayed the night, Professor Hamilton would always bake some for me. I take it this is like the smell of home for you, then. I can understand that.
And...
It looks so good.
Done.
These turned out better than I even imagined.
Yes. They look like they could be served at a restaurant. I'll go ahead and slice one up.
Are these real things? Could I make this myself?
This flavor. Indeed. It's like each bite warms my heart. Right? This is Professor Hamilton's signature Engadine style news tort. The
News
secret
tort.
ingredient? Love, of course.
I can't believe how delicious this is. Thank you so much, Esmeralda. Milliam is going to love this. Laura, Emma, and Elisa, too. That is crazy. Laura and Emma have not been mentioned. I mean, Elisa hadn't either. But Laura and Emma had not been mentioned this entire series. That's crazy. I think at this point, most of Class 7, if not all of Class 7, has been mentioned or seen. You're sending some of your friends in the Empire, right? Elliot. Elliot has not been mentioned yet. Are they part of Thor's too? That's all the females. And then, they're here too. Yes, Milliam is basically my big sister. She can be careless and sometimes annoying, but she is very dear to me. She was our classmate too. Reen and mine, that is. And Laura and the others are just as important to me. They watched over me as I grew up. When you add in the guys and the new members of Class 7, and I guess there are a lot of people who are dear to me. I see. So they're like your family, Reen too? Yeah, exactly. They're irreplaceable. After having a pleasant chat, Esmeralda went out of her way to arrange for the Nustort to be sent to their friends in the Empire.
Maybe it's because of our conversation, but I really want to see Milliam now.
Yeah, Laura and the others too.
Me too.
I had a chance to go visit the Empire a little while back, but I haven't seen them in almost 3 months.
Everyone's been so busy that it's been hard to find time to meet up. Once we wrap up everything here, we should plan a reunion or something.
I'd like that.
Then we need to make sure we do what we came here to do.
After that, the three of them met back up with Toa and Crow and resumed their work. Man, I mean, at this point, pretty much everyone's been mentioned at least once or had a bunch of games to them. Poor Rias, though. Rias literally only got mentioned. She's only been mentioned in this game, and she was seen in a photo back in, I think, Reverie, and that's it. Or maybe it was Cold Steel 4. That is all she's been in. She is the least seen main playable character in the series, for sure. We'll go ahead and view Crows now. That was a very quick one. Drinks with a bad influence.
Cheers! Whew. Nothing like chugging down a cold one after a hard day's work.
We're not done yet, but I get it. We've still got to consider the Republic's new mech and figure out what this plan of theirs entails. Sure, but for now, let's just celebrate our sweet victory. Seriously, it's been ages since we last had a drink together. Not since you dropped by the academy a few months ago, anyway. Just try not to drink yourself into a hole, okay? We've still got work to do. I know. Damn, you can be such a hard-ass, Instructor Reen. And you can be a bit of a sloth. Hey, come on, dude. Let's cut loose a little. Alright, why not? We've got some catching up to do. I heard your contract work is finally going steady. Sounds like you've gotten used to life in the free cities. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Took a while to get things going. Between dealing with stuff regular folks can't handle, which requires a specialist's touch, tackling large-scale issues, coordinating negotiations, and the works. Suffice to say, I'm never bored over there. Sure sounds like a lot of work. Work's not all that different from Arkwright's Spriggan business, though, from a different perspective. It really is the sort of work that only you can do, especially considering you've got the Tierfing X. That, and I'm using all the connections I made after the war and during my time as C. As for the Tierfing, I had to get the go-ahead from the Empire and other governing bodies of the continent. I had to bargain with them during the whole Jirai interdependence uproar 2.5 years ago. Right. Glad things turned out all right. I know you've been worried about Jirai for a long time. Didn't you put a stop to the potential riot at the State House? By revealing that you were both C and the grandson of the former mayor, right? I'll be the first to admit it was a risky play. If any of that leaks out to the wider public, then guess I'll reap what I've sown. Despite the risk, you still bet on your people. That bet paid off and won you back your home. Honestly, it doesn't get much better than that. Ain't that the truth? So, how's everything going back to school? This is your 4th year as Class 7's homeroom instructor, right? Gotta be used to it by now. I'll say this much. It's hard work, especially since we're getting more and more enrollments each year. I'm barely managing to stay afloat as they bounce me between the main and branch campuses. Sounds like you got a lot on your plate. Sure that ain't too much for one person? Well, I do make a point of asking some alumni and other folks for help when I need it. Just as an example, I did ask Kurt and Ash. Well, there's a mention of Kurt and Ash. That means all of the new Class 7 has been mentioned or seen at this point. I did ask Kurt and Ash to hold down the fort while I'm away. Other times I've asked Machias, Eusis, Elliot, and even Gaius to give lectures as guests. Okay, well, that's all of Class 7 mentioned at this point. In this game. And seen. The old Class 7, eh? They must be busy in their own right. At some point, we really gotta get just us guys together. And obviously invite a bunch of hotties to join us too. It's not really just us guys at that point. Haven't you been enjoying the nightlife a little too much these days? You're a grown man now, Crow. You've got to practice some restraint and... Spare me the lecture. I'm only 2 years older than you, pal. If anything, you need to get out more. Learn what it means to be an adult if you catch my drift. That food looks great. The food in these games looks so good every time. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Golden Bloom got first place at the Summer Heimdallr commemoration? Seriously, I put it all on Ardent Week. Takes dedication to bet remotely on horse races from another country. Hey, when we get to Edith tomorrow, what'd say we hit up the casino or the sports book? Oh, and I heard they put on a hell of a show at the local nightclub over there. Is that right? Aren't we, here for work? So you're saying you're in? Don't worry, the girls don't have to know. You and I can enjoy the capital's nightlife to our hearts. And just what don't we need to know about? When did you get here? We came to get you since it's almost time to meet up, and neither of you were answering your Zypha. Hold on, just hear us out. Come on, ladies, we're just going to a nightclub, it's no big deal. Hell, you want to come with us? I heard there's a place that has male pole dance. We are not going. Jeez. Glad the two of you are having fun. It's been a while since you've gone drinking together, huh?
You're damn right we're having fun.
It is nice to finally have a chance to chat. Since you're here, though, why don't you ladies join us?
No, I'd rather not intrude.
We'll be back later to pick you up. But for now, You guys go ahead and enjoy your boys' night.
But make sure to keep it to one drink, and drink some water afterward.
Yes, ma'am. You got it.
Hell yeah! One more drink, let's go!
Crow and Reen did not, in fact, stop at one more drink and ended up having 3. Upon finding them drunk, the 3 women laid into the pair, unsympathetic to their headaches. After sobering up, they headed back to work. They can get that drunk where they have to have people come pick them up and be sober within like 10 minutes. Crazy. It is fun because I think technically all those events you view are canon, even if you don't view them, which I think's a really fun detail. But guys, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wind things down. In the next episode, we do have one more 4SPG to complete here, but after that, it'll be time to head on over to the Basel Institute of Science. I will see you guys then.